Hello, my name's Nick. I am an adaptability coach and meditation teacher. Every day during quarantine I'm putting out a meditation. I always read from the Radiance Sutras by Lorin Roche. Today I'm going to give you a meditation which is about just releasing thoughts and do whatever it is that you like to do when you meditate. But for this one in particular, if you can just lie down and give way, or stare at something that's kind of blank, that would be good. I shall read sutra number 37, so take a couple of deep breaths. Go to a wide open space. Gaze without looking anywhere. The mind stops its building of thoughts and rests on its own foundation, immensity. The light that you see by is the light that comes from inside. So I appreciate it may be provocative during quarantine to start a meditation with go to a wide open space, but if you do have the luxury of outside space, a balcony, a garden, whatever, or for your exercise you can go to somewhere like a park that you can maybe lie down in for 10 minutes and just look at the sky, clear blue sky, and lose yourself in something that has no constructs. That's magical. If you don't, lie on the floor and look at the ceiling. If that's not your vibe, then position yourself that you can maybe look out of a window and see maybe a couple of trees and some sky. Or if that's not for you, then take a picture that you have or that you can find online or something of like a seascape, something that you can just gaze into and lose yourself in, something that appeals to you. And it could be anything, but something with very few constructs that you can just soften your focus into. Gaze without looking anywhere. So that as you soften your focus and you gaze into almost nothingness, you soften the focus of the mind, you soften the focus of the body, and any tension kind of melts away. And any repetitive thoughts, concerns, worries, fears, just release for a bit whilst you dive in to that spaciousness, that immensity, that wide open space. The mind stops its building of thoughts and rests on its own foundation, immensity. The mind stops, and the mind stops its building of thoughts. A deconstruction, a letting go, a release. A pattern interrupt whilst we're in repetitive situations and repetitive thought patterns and uncertainty and change process. Like, is Greek for crisis. Crisis, Greek root is like a turning point, like a change point, a pivot point, an axis. And we're going through that, and so often our minds are on overdrive and we are building thoughts all the time, questioning, creating new constructs or trapped in existing constructs. And so being able to release those and let the mind just rest, full stop, is magical, but resting on its own foundation, feeling supported, feeling free, feeling immense, feeling light, weightlessness. Like you can dive in to that immensity, to that space, to that freedom, and just lose yourself in it. rests on its own foundation, immensity, which of course you are. Consciousness, pure love, pure energy, life force. The light that you see by is the light that comes from inside. So your consciousness just bringing light to the world to see. It is only through the process of the eye that you're able to take in the outside world. The image that you have is within you, is within your body. The light that you see by is the light that comes from inside. So whilst you might dive into that space, it also comes into you. Because we're all part of the same thing anyway, we're all one. And it's returning home to lightness of being, to release. You are light, you are illumination, you are consciousness, you are love, you are sparkling life force. But also that feeling of weightlessness, as I say. Go to a wide open space. Gaze without looking anywhere. Go to a space. Gaze without looking. The mind stops its building of thoughts. The mind stops. The mind stops its building of thoughts and rests. The mind stops and rests. The mind stops its building of thoughts and rests on its own foundation, immensity. The light that you see by is the light that comes from inside. And actually, if you can't be outside, the light that you see by comes from inside anyway. So it can be an image that you've memorized. Look at a photo that you've taken or that you find online. Or if you can, sit and look out a window or take some time outside. Just surrender. Surrender your gaze. Surrender your thoughts and release into lightness, into immensity. It will be a magical pattern interrupt for you to reset, to regain perspective, to regain your center and not get trapped in the external thoughts, concerns, worries, fears that are not you. They're really not, they're just in passing. Return to that lightness, return to immensity. Stop. Rest on your own foundation. It's a good time to get slow. Hope you guys have beautiful, peaceful evenings.